So where do you want to start your story? Is it like, before you came to be, or like, let's do that.
Okay, yeah. So you had asked me where I want to start my story, and I think that who I am is very influenced by what happened before I came to this earth.
Okay.
And that being said, the reason why I say that is because um, my parents are immigrants from Cambodia, and um, there was a genocide that happened there that I'm not too many people know about it. It was kind of a consequence of the Vietnam War,
Hmm.
um, and it was the first when my mom told me the story of basically how she came to America. That was the first time in my life where I was like, this is a story that I need to tell and share with the world because it's not a story, it's a story that I'm familiar with because I'm around a bunch of other Cambodian American people who have gone through similar hardships and have similar stories of coming to America. But outside of that, it's almost unheard of.
Mm.
And I think that going through something like that and not being able to share it with the world would kind of be kind of a loss for everyone because storytelling provides understanding. And I think that if someone were to learn something or understand a perspective like that, I
Yeah.
think that there's just so much to learn from all these different life paths, you know?
And how old were you when your mom told you this? Like, were you already kind of seeing yourself as you said, storyteller? But at that time, like, how young were you? Were you just like, oh, I have to tell other people, or just like, oh, wow, that's crazy?
I was really young. I was probably about 5 when I fully understood for the first time the depth of what she had went through, being a war refugee and coming to America. And she was in, sorry, mom. um, she was in concentration camps in
Wow.
Cambodia. And so, again, this is not something that many Asian Americans, let alone just Americans in general,
Yeah, I'm
know
not too
about.
familiar either.
And so when she told me that, like I'm looking at my mom and she's in front of me, like alive and well, telling me these things that she saw with her own eyes and these experiences that she had where she didn't know if she would make it out alive the next morning or if she would starve to death or if she would be shot or if her parents would be taken away from her, all these different things. Like I couldn't even imagine what that was like because I was sitting safely at home with my mom having this conversation.
Mm.
And at that time, I read a lot when I was little. I read nonstop. My book was always. I mean, my book was always in a head. My head was always in a book. Um, and so I didn't necessarily think that I'm a storyteller. It
Yeah,
was more like I think that this is a really good story
got you.
that people can resonate with, and hopefully find either some sort of like hope or um, strength, or if it's something that they had gone through, that they can find some sort of healing through
Mhm.
this story.
Yeah, and kind of, I want to talk about you for sure, but kind of going back to that story with your mom.